Milan Sassini.
Shout out to my bro Milan Sassini and Mood Tea for those 2 moody tracks. Question time. I'll put it out to the PTA cohort, the family, to send in some questions. I think it was a dumb photo of you with holding a plonk of wood or something. Let me find it on my...
The counterbalance for one of our mic stands. Nice piece of jarrah.
This is just... I haven't vetted any of these.
Okay, we'll
So
just
we're
hit me
gonna-
with them, and that's what we're pretty much doing here anyway. So let's just have fun and do the radio show. What do we got? PTA.audience.
Marcus Kane, 35. Shout out Kevin Durant. TB book recommendations.
Book recommendations. Yeah. Oh, man, let me think. So there's one that just popped straight into my mind as a visual for some reason. It's by Daniel Gilbert.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason it popped in was because it's self-help. It's Mood Tea, and you Googling it?
I was Googling my book recommendation.
Sorry, no, yeah, Daniel Gilbert.
Daniel Gilbert?
Yeah. And it's about...
he's a real estate agent, so now we'll go author. American social psychologist and writer. Daniel Gilbert books. Sorry to the listeners. Stumbling on Happiness.
And it's a really cool sort of perspective that talks about exactly what we sort of just touched on with the Mood Tea stuff, different ways in which your brain and body tricks you into worrying about shit and worry and sadness and pain. And it, for a lot of people, it was one of the books, I honestly read it probably 10 years ago, but it was very foundational because lots of people's perspective is, yes, as we'll always talk about in the show, very much physicalist, material sort of stuff. People love, the brain science says this and psychology says this. And so that has a really elegant way of showing you different things about how you perceive the world that may not necessarily be true. So I definitely recommend that. There's a book, funnily enough, that I'll talk about that I haven't read, but it's by a woman named Mel Robbins. It's called The Let Them Theory. Nadia's just bought it. It's recommended to me by Josh Battle. But again, like very nice introductory concept about like, hey, here's a philosophy. It's a bit like that Orange book, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck, where it's like, hey, here's a way of thinking. And if you actually see things like this, I think it's a lot about if you have bad relationships, let's say in your family or things in your life or haters, it's the old like, yeah, let them get pissed off about it. And that anger is actually a 2-part thing, you know, or you have to buy in and let someone's opinion or the beef worry you too, rather than just, let it be their problem. So I'll say that one. And gosh, what other books? I'm actually reading a book on astral projection and remote viewing, but that's the last I'm saying about that, by Dr. Bruce Goldberg, man. So funny. It's called like Astral Travels as well. It's got this funny cover, but I've spoken about the Almanac of Naval Ravikant, and again I've given a little bit of a discourse about different things that I'm into in terms of economics. I've been listening to some Howard Marks podcasts on economics, which is recommended to me by a woman named Katie Hudson, who's a friend of mine that I've met over here, and a big dog really, a very intelligent person. And the reason why is because I, funnily enough, told her about Ray Dalio, which was something we'd visited on the show, and I recommended Ray Dalio and his principles for a changing world order. And I sort of mentioned to her, have you read this? And she said something along the lines of like, oh, yeah, I know Ray Dalio, Bridgewater Associates, but yeah, they had to like fire him because he's a sociopath and like the most horrible cooked person ever and all this stuff. And I was just like, yeah, well, anyway.
I just spoke to him being one of my favourite economists of all time.
Oh, man.
And it's time-stamped forever.
And
YouTube
there's no way of
Spotify.
getting out of it. So she recommended me Howard Marks. So again, I probably consume more information definitely through podcasts, and
It's just easy with kids.
it's just easy. Like I actually realise now that I'm older, I was never a very good reader. I borderline couldn't read when I was a kid, had to get extra lessons, and I never really read one book yeah, I remember Mum tried to get me to read Specky McGee, and I kind of read half of that, but I just didn't read a book pretty much until about year 10. And so I've always preferred listening to audiobooks and things like that. We talk about The Conscious Parent on Spotify, like that's been great as well. So I'd have to probably end my book recommendations there before I just start talking about things that I don't really know about.
He didn't ask, but a book from me, Nick Hornby.
Sorry, dog.
Nick Hornby, High Fidelity. It's about a record store owner that figures out why he doesn't have a partner and goes back through his old relationships, and the music references throughout. Truly amazing. It's also been adapted to a film and a TV series, but I highly recommend reading the book, especially if you feel like you're not a good reader.
Is it fiction, non-fiction?
Fiction.
Fiction.
Yeah.
Do you read many fiction books?
Smaller.
And do you enjoy the experience of like intimately knowing the characters because you've made them? Like, is that the thing? How? Because I've never read any fiction. But people who read fiction are like, mate, you got to get on it because what you're actually doing is making a movie in your head, and it's like this different thing.
I haven't thought about it. I do visualize, like when I am reading non-fiction. My goal is to read 5 books a year, and that doesn't seem like a lot. I reckon
enough.
I've hit it once. I'm usually sitting around the 2.5 mark and a couple of unread. But yeah, in non-fiction wise, I'll totally visualize. And then if it's fiction, say, a great example, Scar Tissue, like the visualizations from that as well. It's pretty amazing. I just try to visualize the story in my head while I'm reading. And then a book about music, High Fidelity, I was locked in and I finished it very quickly.
Yeah, right. Cool.
Next, well, this is
Great
perfect
question.
to go to.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Marcus Kane, 35. Next question from long-time listener, first-time caller, Samara Tugwell. Guilty pleasure track. One each, and then we'll play them right now.
Pleasure track, as in like, yeah, something that I get you, that I'm not necessarily playing as a part of my identity, but I just love it. And in silent rooms, no one's around, I'll listen to it.
Absolutely. Like you'll sing along and kind of like smile and then catch yourself like, oh, fuck, I shouldn't like Kylie Minogue so much. No, Kylie Minogue, poor example, great house music. Maybe let's say a pop artist like Madonna. No, again,
Madonna's
poor
got
example.
style,
Madonna's
man.
the GOAT.
Right.
See, maybe
Your
they're
time.
not guilty pleasure tracks. Something that you would be shy to open up about, but once you do and you're like, no, actually I can own this.
All right. How about this? I go first, you go second. Here it is.
I'm going to announce mine if that's okay.
Oh, are ya?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
it's by Rihanna. And it has the Drake feature on it. What's it called?
It's very unlike you.
I think it's one of the best pop songs of all time. Mate, let me find it. It's off the album Loud. What's My Name? Rihanna and Drake. Ooh, na, na.